You have to believe it in order for you to receive it. What if I were to tell you that what's standing in the way of you and your desires and actually experiencing them in your life is not because they don't exist currently, because they do, but it's more about a lack of you not having space for it. And you might be thinking, absolutely not, that's not true. I am wide open. Well, energetically, you are holding on to something that is actually blocking that experience you want from coming into your life. And I'm going to be showing you an analogy in the later part of this video that shows you exactly how this is happening. Shifting your beliefs so you can start to perceive of the opportunities is the first step. And the next step is to start to understand that as you let go, it's actually creating space to receive that experience. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you that, helping you understand it even more so that you can start tapping into your true power. And I know that if you watch this video until the end, it can radically change how you currently see your life and how you currently relate to that life you want to live. So let's get started. So you've been watching my recent videos. I've been talking a lot about beliefs because so many of you are responding so significantly to it. So I want to keep going so that you can have the totality of this viewpoint and tap into the power. The simple way to see it is the version of you that you want to be. Maybe it's about abundance and you want this specific amount of money. Maybe it's about a secure, loving relationship. That version of you, we'll call it your true belief system, your true self. That version of you has a set of beliefs. That version of you electromagnetically, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, resonates and harmonizes with that experience. Now, if it's not currently happening and you've got some limiting beliefs, well, this version of you, if you have these limiting beliefs, this is all you're going to be able to perceive of in your life. Even though these experiences exist right now, according to quantum physics, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, this right here is in the quantum field. This, though, has a frequency, right? And maybe it's a number, okay? Maybe it's 8, 4, 6, 2, 1, 0.2217777, okay? So energetically, unless you match this number, you won't be able to perceive of it. It's just like a radio frequency. It's just like when you literally call a phone number. You plug in to that very specific end result. So right now, if you're not experiencing it, you have to understand that you are seeing things from what you've been through. So if you grew up and the people taking care of you treated you like you weren't very good enough, treated you like you weren't valuable. Maybe you had a teacher, maybe you got bullied and so you don't feel worthy and you feel unloved. You unconsciously have stored this to be a truth of the universe. This was only a perception or one experience. And again, that person could have done this to you repeatedly. Then we're not invalidating your experience. But that trauma, that experience that happened outside, it wasn't the thing that happened outside. It was what it did to you inside. And Gabor Mate talks about this is powerful because that thing inside can actually be changed. You can't change what happened in the past, but you can change how you relate to this. Because the more you start to see, oh, okay, the reason I'm finding people who treat me like I'm not worthy is because I am only perceiving of people. I only feel worthy to associate or to get into situations with people who treat me like I'm unworthy. Just the same, this one has a number of 8449210. Okay, we're just using numbers for fun. But this is like you dial this number every time you have a thought and a feeling. It dials in, and that reality in the quantum field is like, hello? Alrighty, here is a boss who's going to treat you like you're not good enough. Here is a romantic situation where they're not going to call you back and they're going to be emotionally available. It's not because you're not worth this. It's not because this other thing doesn't exist. It's simply the numbers you're calling based on an unconscious awareness of yourself. The more you can start to say, okay, wait a second, where is my proof that I'm not good enough? Oh, well, when I was little, my parents weren't there, or I felt I wasn't important. Well, that became a personality trait. I identified with this rather than realizing, oh, that happened and I can let it go. And then I can step over here and I can start calling this number. The more and more you start to see how this is malleable, how you can at every single moment of your life change this. And yes, this still exists, but what meaning are you giving it if somebody doesn't call you back? What meaning are you giving it if you're finding that you're not quite have enough money? If you're struggling with money right now, it has a lot to do with how your early on emotional needs were met, which is going to bring us now into the second part of this. First, you have to understand that changing your beliefs is what allows you to start seeing of the new reality. In this next part, I'm going to show you how this is blocking you and taking up so much space. So here we go. All right, here we are courtside with my analogy of how your limiting beliefs right now are actually blocking the experiences you're wanting to have. This is actually me back here when I was ice climbing in New Zealand. So hello then, Abby. But anyway, so right now you're having your life experience, right? And that's what's in your current reality, life experience. Now remember, the reason you're having these life experiences is because of what you believe to be true about yourself. Those beliefs are creating thoughts and feelings, and that's your electromagnetic signature. Neville Goddard would talk about these limiting beliefs being your assumptions. They're essentially magnetizing these experiences to you. So here we go. Here comes your dream life experience. Woo, we got it. Here it is. It's floating in the quantum field, in the ether, available to you, but you're not able to perceive of it because you're basically in this shit show. That's at least my experiences when I've had these limiting beliefs. So here we go. Well, they're trying to get this in there, but there's actually no room for it. There's literally no room for you to experience something new because this limiting belief is holding space and attracting these things that you don't want. So the only way to start actually experiencing and receiving those experiences in your life is to start to remove these limiting beliefs. And they won't instantly go away. Some of them will. Some of them change your perspective on things. You're like, holy shit, I've always been worthy. The adults around me early on, they didn't have emotional space. They weren't emotionally mature. I'm not wrong. They're not wrong. I might be mad at them. I might have emotions I need to get out. But it was never about me. So shifting that could allow you to be like, wow, that's, don't need that. And so what can you do? Now this creates space so that you can have this dream life experience. Now that goes in there by this new belief. So the only way that I was able to get this new belief in here was by creating space, by letting go of that limiting belief. And the way I was able to let go is to reason, change your perspective, start to question why it even exists. When you do, that starts to create room so you can put this new belief in there, and it can start attracting new life experiences. You can start to perceive of different things outside of you that exist right now that you've essentially got blinders on because you can only see your life through your belief system. And that belief system is trying to keep your self-concept intact, your identity intact. And the more and more you see that it's safe to be that highest expression of you, that the best way that you can be safe is actually to live in your highest expression, you can let go of those limiting beliefs that are on those lower vibrations that are really echoing past experiences in your early on interpretation of that. As you can start to see, you were just a kid and you didn't know better, and now you can take your adult wisdom and apply it to those situations and upgrade how you see yourself in those moments. The more you do this and the more that you take your opinion and you prioritize it, no matter how somebody else treated you, no matter what somebody else told you, you ask yourself, relating to yourself, how is it that you view yourself? Because if you really thought these things, you would not have these desires. So the more you can realize these are other people's interpretations and opinions of you, at least they were in the past, or maybe just a side effect is the shitty way that they felt about themselves and they took it out on you. The more you can upgrade and say, oh, I'm going to prioritize my opinion of myself over all else. The more you do that, the more you can create that space to receive and start to see those opportunities and receive that life that you deserve. Understanding how how much your current beliefs are influencing you and how much space they're taking up in your life can absolutely start to change everything. This next video right here is going to teach you how exactly to overcome these limiting beliefs so you can create that space and start perceiving of the opportunities that exist right now. Thank you so much for watching. I love all of y'all. If you like this video, click that like. If you haven't done so already, join this community. I'll see you on the next one.